I played Tetris for 5 minutes. Yeah. I still see falling blocks in my dreams.
It's air in the USSR. I am the Wiz. Alright everybody, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this review, please leave a like at the end of this video. And if you want to watch more, please subscribe. I do 3 reviews a week on this channel. Alright, I'm here to review the 2023 biopic Tetris, starring Taron Egerton, directed by John S. Baird. If you can already tell by now, Tetris is not a straight adaptation of the video game that was popular in the NES and Game Boy days, and, well, still kind of is in some circles. Tetris has more in common with the film Air. It's not about the subject, but the deal that made the subject what it is. Whereas Air is about Nike signing Michael Jordan to a shoe deal, Tetris follows Hank Rogers, who is played by Taron Egerton, as he tries to get the rights to publish Tetris in Japan for video game and arcade cabinets. But like Air, the deal isn't so simple. Whereas Nike had to go through Michael Jordan's mother, Hank has to go through the entire communist USSR in order to buy the rights. Yeah, a little more complicated. And this is Tetris' strongest asset for keeping the film engaging. The film goes in different directions while landing on its main plot point. At first, Tetris feels like a standard business drama film. It follows a plucky Rogers as he deals and swings into buying the Tetris rights. But then the film swerves into something else, a political intrigue story. Suddenly the film becomes a dangerous game of spycraft and skullduggery. There's lots of surveillance state intrigue and stranger in a strange land vibes where Roger doesn't really understand which way is up. And it's that swerve back and forth that keeps the film engaging. The film ratchets up the drama and the threat consistently as everything starts to heat up. The film also depicts the numerous players involved in competing for Tetris. But if I'm honest, it's not nearly as interesting, which is odd because the person that Rogers is going up against, Robert Maxwell, is his own fascinating character that would be interesting to see in his own picture. Now, Tetris does try to humanize Hank Rogers by showing the strain it has on his family, but if I'm honest, it's not really all that effective. The family is mainly just used as motivation for the main character to succeed, nothing really all that deep. But my biggest issue with the film is fairly minor, and it's the use of video game imagery. To be as blunt as possible, I don't understand why they used it as much as they did. I get using the map in 8-bit style visuals for the first time Rogers goes somewhere, but every time, the visuals of each location, whether it be England, Moscow, or Tokyo, are distinctive enough to make it obvious to the audience where he is. It just felt unnecessary after the first act. Also, the one action scene in the film utilized it as well, and it felt rather odd and pointless to do that. I honestly don't understand why they had the cars morph into 8-bit blocks. It just felt kind of pointless. But if you could label Tetris as a video game adaptation, it's one of the best ones out there. Do I call it a video game adaptation? No, it really isn't. It's not in the slightest. But it doesn't really matter. If you're into business drama films, Tetris is a solid and enjoyable flick with an intriguing, swerving story to keep you interested. But the only other question is if the film is worth watching if you don't have Apple TV Plus, and that is something sadly you'll have to answer for yourself. Maybe wait until you get a cheap offer like I did to check it out. That might be your best bet. Alright, so before I get into my rating, let's see what other people think about this film. Letterboxd users has it at a 3.5 out of 5. Rotten Tomatoes has it at a score of 81% fresh, and this was not nominated for any Oscars at the time of its release. I am giving Tetris 3 stars out of 5. I think it's a solid film. I think the actors are pretty good in it, and I think the best part of the film is when the film swerves back and forth from business drama to political intrigue. But if I'm being honest, both are kind of standard for this type of film, so it's not like they're doing anything new, but it's an enjoyable film nonetheless. I did find the use of imagery from the video games kind of pointless in the end. I think in one scene it made sense, but other than that, I think it was just overused. But that's a really minor case. But overall, I like the film, and overall, I'll give it 3 stars out of 5. Now, unfortunately, this is on Apple TV Plus, and I really get the feeling if more people got a chance to watch this, they would find it to be a very good movie. But since it's stuck on Apple TV Plus, I think less people are going to give it a chance, which is a shame because this is actually a decent movie. But if you have Apple TV Plus, or like I said at the end of the review, you have a trial or you get a deal on it that is good, I would say take the deal and check this movie out. It's fun. It's a good movie. Alright, and that's the end of this review. Thank you again for watching. See you guys next time.
Welcome to our new home, buddy. Is now a good time for American Emotion?
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it. If you didn't, please subscribe. And if you have questions or comments, go ahead and leave a comment whether you liked it or not. It just helps, you know. If you want my written reviews, you can go onto my letterbox at IamThatWiz, or you can go to my website at IamTheWiz.com. Thank you very much again for watching. See you next time.